That's for all the fans out there.
I'm so fucking cool.
Welcome to Pod of the Dead, episode 7.
Welcome to Pod of the Dead.
Episode 7. This is take 1.
This is episode...
It's not take 1. This is take 1. Welcome to Pod of the Dead.
What time is it right now? I'm curious.
I checked my phone, but your mom is ugly. Welcome to Pod of the Dead. This is episode 7.
It's just nonsense.
It's episode 7.
We're here again on our weekly podcast.
Weekly.
Uploaded
a day of the week.
Sometime during the week, you know. It doesn't really matter when. I don't care when. You don't care when. He cares when.
I care when. I care when. I want us to get a good upload schedule, and we don't really have that. But we're here, Pod of the Dead.
We are still here.
We played Vanguard and lived to tell the tale.
That's true. I mean, we played Vanguard and lived to tell the tale on the last podcast. To be fair.
Yes, but like we had time to sit on it, and we're continuing to be alive. And our thoughts are the same.
I mean, to be fair, even to that, we haven't played Vanguard since then.
We really haven't.
We've had time to sit with it, and the conclusion is that we just haven't touched the game.
I just don't want to play it.
Like we've played Vanguard a little bit. We've run the multiplayer.
I've played a lot of multiplayer. I've got the SCG Gold. I'm working on my MP40.
Yeah, I run a little bit of multiplayer. I played some
I saw a video of this dude getting a nuke in 30 seconds. He spawns in gung-ho with a shotgun and on Das House and just boom, 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 8 kills, reload. Boom, 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 6 kills, reload. And then just rolls it. It's fucking crazy.
That's awesome.
It's crazy.
That's some cool shit right there.
Won the game in 30 seconds. It's crazy. Which that clip is more exciting than Vanguard Zombies.
That's more interesting than anything that can happen right now in Vanguard in Zombies.
Yeah, they've had a week. They've done very little, which is fine.
You know, as you would expect, no like game changers or big patches or anything. I do think actually something that I just remembered now is that we got a little bit of confirmation, I think, on Twitter that round-based Zombies isn't dead.
I didn't know that.
Which is big, yeah. That's something that I just remembered. One of the Zombies guys that I follow tweeted something like, what if Forsaken is the last round-based Zombies map we ever get? Wouldn't that suck? And then one of the, I don't remember who, Jack can put the name of the guy on screen. It's at the start, man. It's fine. It's right at the start.
But they don't even like editing. Tell us if you like editing. You're probably still here. 4 minutes in.
Anyway, whoever it was, if Jack decides to put him up or not, whatever, they were just like, yeah, that would be terrible. Good thing that's not happening, or something like that. Yeah. And it's just like, big stuff.
Big.
Round-based is not dead. Contrary to that weird blog post that we got, or that like interview thing where they were like,
yeah, is it gonna be round-based? And they were like, I can't answer that question for you.
Round-based has some good elements to it. And so does Outbreak, and so we're taking the best parts about whatever bullshit answer they gave. Nah, round-based isn't dead, which is good. That's big. I'm glad I remembered that now, because that's a relevant thing. And hopefully, we'll see some round-based zombies in Vanguard at some point.
And because I'm thinking about it, this is the thing I was thinking about regardless of our coming topic, but I'm going to segue to it because it fits in. We're talking about maps today.
Yeah.
What's the best maps? What's the worst maps? What's the best and worst maps of each game?
Yeah, so we're gonna go through the games, kind of like what we did with the spookiest maps, except in this case, it's not going to be about the spooky maps. It's going to be about
the quality of the map.
Yeah, we'll be discussing them, why we think the maps are like that, and just giving our rankings on everything.
And while we're what brought me to do that, like in this very moment, is Daron Fong the worst Zombies map?
As of right now, I think, I don't know, I'm not sure if I could necessarily consider it the worst, but I also don't know what would rank below it. That's something that I would need some time to consider. Because, like, I don't know, as a map, it might be the worst, but I think, I don't know, the fundamentals of Vanguard are good enough that I think it elevates it just a little bit.
Agreed, but, like, how far? Pause. Hey!
Elodie.
Hey!
Wouldn't you throw?
Air freshener thing?
Oh.
No. Hey. No. Okay, but I think that Darren Fong, as an experience, is the worst.
That's honestly probably kind of true. I cannot think of anything off the top of my head that would be like
and
lower
like,
than that.
Like I would even would you include BO4 in that? Does it matter? Is it the worst?
Yeah, I don't know, because even in BO4, at least that's still like a traditional zombies experience.
Yeah, and at least you still have like in Blood, which is maybe the worst map in BO4. Arguably, you still have the Easter egg cutscene of Richtofen dying and it being genuinely sad.
Yeah, it's still an ether map with a story. It's got like the charm of the characters still, and just that whole thing. It looks really, really nice.
Yeah.
Vanguard Zombies, in my opinion, does not look very nice.
It doesn't look very nice.
The idea of the aesthetic is cool, but the actual execution of it just looks kind of ugly.
Piles of white bodies, and you're like, what's up with that?
The art style of Vanguard in general is just kind of ugly, in my opinion. But especially the zombies, though. Just like it's too like red.
Yeah, but there's just. I keep falling out of focus. I don't know if you're not, but all right. But like, if you're gonna like, there's no charm.
Yeah, that's something that I think was kind of missing from. It's been missing from a lot of the recent zombies games, especially
it's missing from Cold War.
From Cold War, definitely.
But which is why I don't like it. But at least Cold War can fall back on it being a good, like, they have good game mechanics.
They've got good mechanics, solid maps, and I think that some of that charm does.
Door. I don't know if you heard it, but it's a door.
Yeah, I think some of that charm does still exist in that, but it's just like. It's not quite as apparent, I guess. It's like
no. It's just it never had that charm for me. But
it doesn't have the same.
It doesn't have the charm. It still has like quality gameplay.
Yeah. To be fair, Vanguard still does have like those fundamentals, but it doesn't. It just doesn't have like the map itself. That's the problem. Darren Fong.
Yeah.
And just like the objectives and the lack of any meaningful content.
But yeah, so like. Even while Nocturne Toten obviously has nothing going on.
Yeah.
It has charm. You look at it and go, God damn, that's zombie map right there.
Yeah, it's got charm. It's the intro to the, or it's like it intros after the campaign, which is really sick.
Yeah. And it's got charm, and it doesn't have a whole lot of style points for how well it works, for how much is there, how much content is there, but it has the charm of zombies, which I think personally means a lot.
That's definitely true. It's got that very like just holding up, surviving as long as you can.
Yeah. Which isn't washing. There's a lot of sounds. A lot of sounds.
I mean, we got the lav mics. I don't know if it's picking up as much on these. It probably is actually.
But Darren Fong does not have the amount of content. It doesn't have the charm. I'd say Darren Fong is the worst Treyarch Zombies map. Maybe like Infection in AW is worse. Maybe that one map on World War II that was just 8 rounds of a map and then a new map for 8 rounds and then a new map for 8 rounds and that's the game.
Oh yeah, I don't even know if that one was like actually that bad or if it was just like.
I remember hearing people say it was terrible.
Yeah, I don't know. We need to go through and play these other games at some point.
LA's here. Shut the fuck up.
Once again, more noise.
Oh my god. The hell was that?
Yeah, LD just like fell onto Jack's foot and then just like rolled off of him.
But, I mean, I said so. With that in mind, I said that Darren Fong is the worst.
Also worth mentioning, I don't know if this is actually something we said. It's just Treyarch, no BO4. Did we mention that this take on our first one?
No, we didn't mention it on the first take or this take.
Okay.
Which is the same take. It's the same take. Okay, yeah. So let's get into the competition proper.
Yeah, let's just start. Let's just get into World at War. I think this one, especially for us, we have a pretty clear.
Do you want to go worst best or best worst?
Definitely worst best.
Worst
this
best.
This one has a very clear worst and best. I think very obvious.
Very obvious because
so clearly Darius is the worst.
Yeah. I'm not doing this bit for much longer.
Yeah, no, of course, it's Shinonuma.
I don't like Shinonuma. Now, that might just be me. I think a lot of people really enjoy Shinonuma, especially because like the high ground experience, and it is...
It is the 10,000 map.
You cap on 10,000, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But,
for me, personally, it's just like... Noct was the first map. It's got a lot of that charm and just the hole up in a bunker. Verrückt is creepy as fuck. It's like... maybe not even creepy. It's just like... scary. It's just outright like terrifying to be on it.
I enjoy my experience on Verrückt.
Really,
Shinonuma is like, ugh.
Shinonuma, you're just kind of like, oh, we're in a swamp now.
And then like the game mechanics don't lend themselves very well to having to from not being able to sprint.
Yeah.
In the water, it doesn't lend itself very well to that. And the flogger is really cool. Obviously, everyone loves the flogger. I remember this is years back, right? I was trying to get my parents to let me buy the DLC for World at War. And I was trying to get my sister to give me money for it. And I was like, you understand, there's a flogger and there's a Wonder Waffle. And I was like, come on, you gotta do it. And I don't remember if she did it or not, but I was like, there's a Wonder Waffle and there's a flogger that spins like, whoa, 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 whoa. It's crazy. And then I don't remember. But yeah.
Dude, your mom probably heard that and was like, what the fuck kind of game are you playing that has a flogger? What? You're not buying that, Jackson.
But
so that's the story of why Jack didn't get Shinonuma.
But those are the only like redeeming qualities of Shinonuma. Everything else is like
so many noises happening that you get to listen to. Oh, this is all the shit that's just in the background. This is why, Jack, we need to rent a warehouse.
We need to rent a warehouse, like a full one.
Yeah, that'll be our new set.
Yeah, it's like a big one, like what Charlie did.
Yeah. Yep.
Same thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep going. I don't know if they can hear it. If they can, fuck you. That's my thought.
It's probably not that bad.
Whatever. We're just gonna keep talking.
Nobody's listened to this point anyway. We've got that established. Like we're just talking to the void.
But yeah, so no, Oliver's probably watching.
He might be.
Hey, well, Oliver.
Listen, Ollie definitely doesn't care.
Hey. Like and comment.
you
6X, iBello, Frosted Goblin.
You a real G. You a smart fella. Or are you a smart smeller?
Bum bum bum.
Oh, dude. He's a smart smeller.
He's a smart smeller. He's a smart smeller.
Smart
smeller. Okay, so we did the worst one, which does clearly Shinonuma.
Obviously, the best is Darius.
The best one, which is clearly Darius.
No beating around the bush on this one. No stupid bits.
Nah,
it's just, I mean, what is there to say about Darius?
It bangs. There's a reason that it was in World at War and then BO1 as a remake, and they brought it back in BO3, and there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
It bangs.
Because it's Darius, and it does slap in all of those games.
Yeah, it revolutionized zombies. It was the first step. No, not the first step. Verrückt was the first step. With perks. No, even then, it was the first like large leap into experimental territory.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, obviously, past like zombies as a concept.
Yeah, even I don't know if I would even say zombies was experimental. They were just like, this is cool as fuck. We're putting this in the goddamn game.
Yeah, it was the first thing that was a truly experimental idea.
Yeah.
And it all hit. It all hit, and if those things didn't hit, I mean, like, I don't think we have zombies.
Yeah. No, if Darius wasn't as good as it was for the time, who knows where zombies would have been.
It just, all the teleporters, all, like, it was such a agreed upon, beloved concept. The Pack-a-Punch is obviously great. There's just so many things about Darius. That, like, the high round scene around the BO1 Darius, I'm talking about the BO1 Darius, but it's worth mentioning.
Yeah, BO1 Darius has some really interesting high rounds. It's the highest round in BO1, which is sick.
And it's still going. And then obviously there's the casual spot just sitting up in the catwalk, which I still love doing.
Yeah, absolutely classic. We gotta run that sometime again.
We gotta run it. And we gotta run on World of War.
Yeah, of course. We gotta run World of War.
Because you gotta hit the double tap PPSH, double tap MG42.
Yes, sir.
It's so good.
I think the World at War Darius benefits a lot from the World at War guns.
Yes.
Having shit like the Browning and the PPSH and the fucking M2 flamethrower. Yes, sir.
Fuck you, yes. No, sir. No, sir.
I fucking love the flamethrower in World at War. It's so, for whatever reason, fucking love it.
I've got us an idea for a future podcast segment.
What you got?
Which game has the best guns?
Ooh, that's a fun one.
Not necessarily just for quality. Can we talk about quality?
Just for like personal preference though. Fun guns. World at War is a great contender.
But we're not going to talk about it because I don't know what my thoughts are yet, and I don't want to get them out here.
Yeah, if that's a segment on another podcast, then
another day, another podcast, another week.
What I will say is that the M2 flamethrower is fun as fuck. And it's really fun when I'm playing co-op with Jack and he's yelling at me because I'm nuking his PC with the flames.
Yeah, I think it's probably fine now.
Yeah, it won't be an issue now.
Because I got the $2,000 computer.
He's got like an actual good PC.
But like when I was running on like a $900 computer, like that was $900 3 years ago. It's over. It's over. I couldn't play the game.
It would like kill.
I'd be chilling, and this guy would go yes, and then my game would start shuddering. And I'd be like, oh, fuck. God damn it, Sky.
And it was really fun.
Fucker. You motherfucker.
And then the flamethrower is not very good and it kind of sucks. Yeah. But also, it's just fun. It's cool. Yeah, so what was that?
Nothing.
What are you doing?
So Darius is the best game. But Darius is the best map by a good portion.
Yeah.
And then Shinonuma was the worst by not a good portion, but like a solid enough portion.
I don't dislike Shinonuma, but I think it's very clearly the weak point of World at War.
So if we're doing like a tier kind of ranking, Darius has a tier in between itself and the other maps.
Yeah.
Shinonuma doesn't have a tier in between itself, but it's a full tier below.
Yeah, it's like you've got if we're just doing like
we're looking
Darius is S tier. In just in this context.
Okay.
We're just relative S tier, you know.
Relative S tier, and then the other maps are B tier, and then Shinonuma's C tier.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, you just said what? it's an A tier. It ain't S though.
Yeah, no, I realize how that could have been.
Moving on to the most A tiers in a game.
Yeah.
Call of Duty Black Ops 1.
Black Ops 1. This one, I think, has, for us, probably an easy agreed upon worst map.
Easy. Dear God. Holy shit.
I'm not going to do the bit again. I was going to say Kino, and I'm like, no, let's not do that.
God. It's Moon.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's so bad.
I need to put more time into Moon, man.
It's been talked about before, but we're gonna do a Moon cast.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do an episode where we just deep dive into Moon and we just like play it together. We run it. I'm gonna do some solo on it, try out high rounding or something.
We talked about doing like kind of like a zombie retrospective thing, like similar to how Pat did.
Yeah.
I say Pat like we're buddies. Like Smith Plays did, but
like our good old buddy Pat, you know, good old Patrick.
Patrick.
Yes, sir.
So we talked about doing that, and if we start doing it, the first map will be Moon.
Yeah, so we'll deep dive into Moon.
It's so bad, dude.
Yeah, and then we'll probably have some episodes like that where it's just like we'll take a map that's either particularly good or particularly bad and just laser focus into it and go through all of the little details and the elements that make it either really good or really bad. And hey, maybe we'll go and play a map like Moon and maybe I'll have a revelation like, hey, this is kind of fucking awesome. And then Jack's gonna hate me for life.
I will.
Because I say positive things about Moon.
Moon is so bad. It's just everything they try fails. Other than Area 51. Area 51's height.
Yeah, I'll let you carry most of the segment because I don't have too many thoughts. All I know is Wave Gun, and Wave Gun's cool.
Wave Gun's cool.
The Hacker is cool.
Hacker's a cool concept, but is unusable because you need.
I do think that is kind of part of the point. There's supposed to be like that trade-off there.
But why? Why do you make us pick between the thing that's necessary and the thing that's cool? Why? Let us choose both.
Yeah, it does seem like
it's entirely arbitrary.
Yeah.
Why do I have to take off my spacesuit to use a hacker?
That is true. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
That also it isn't like I'm going which like in a base level like is weird and doesn't really make sense, but it kind of makes sense, you know, because you got like a safe spin, you got the fingers and shit.
Yeah.
You know, it's a bit difficult, but you go, and then you look.
Yeah, you hold a little brick.
But you can't do it with a spade. For what? Like, it is completely arbitrary, and you trade off between something that you need and something that's really fucking cool. And then you're required to risk your life, like, every 2 rounds. And also the like, if the excavator hacker was quicker, it would be like it moves up a point. Outright, if the excavator hack speed is like tripled, it moves up a full point. From being like a 2 to a 3, outright.
Yeah,
but
that makes sense.
Like in solo, it is so like irrelevantly difficult because it isn't like there's any like strategy or skill that you can do. You just have to kill the zombies, run and hope.
Yeah.
It's just so bad, and there's a door, and oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah. Once again, we're going to do the Mooncast. I need to put more time into the map, so as of right now, my opinion on it is mostly formed based on Jack's opinion on it.
God, it's so bad.
And then also, my limited playtime has been pretty positive on the map personally.
I think that you're going to end up liking Moon.
I think I probably will.
I expect you to enjoy Moon.
I think Moon has enough cool shit in it that I'll play it and go, that's fucking sick.
QEDs are kind of cool until they fucking kill you. And then
Moon has a lot of really cool and also a lot of really baffling things in it.
The thing is, with Moon, all of the concept bare minimum are kind of cool.
Yeah.
But it just all contributes to a lesser experience.
Yeah, I mean it has a lot going for it, but it has a lot detracting from it.
I hate it.
Shout out to the teleporting Novas. That's like what you didn't need to do that. Nova crawlers were already kind of annoying.
And then they have the doors that aren't open. And then I don't think I even talked about the Cosmonaut.
I don't know, yeah.
I don't think I brought that up.
Cosmonaut boy.
The Cosmonaut isn't awful if he didn't take your perk. But early game, you just have to fucking hope that he isn't next to the door.
Yeah, and then also...
And then your jug is gone and you can't get it back for like 8 rounds. Oh
yeah,
my god.
There's a lot of baffling choices there. Like the random perk spawn is cool until you lose it from the astronaut Cosmo ban, and then you can't get it back because you got to teleport back, and then you get speed coal, and you got to go back again for jug. And that's the only way to get those perks other than like the Easter egg, I guess.
It is just dude.
Yeah, the doors do seem kind of frustrating. I think I've had issues with them before, even in my limited play time. And then also the excavator is just cringe.
Because it's most of it isn't about like late game. You know, you get in a late game, who fuck?
Yeah, you're pretty chilling most of the time.
You're chilling, homeboy. But early game, everything is so pertinent to going right. If it doesn't go right, it's over. It's over.
Yeah.
Like even on like in like high rounds, like if I'm like I want to get to 50 on Moon, you know, because I haven't done it, I want to do it. I can't everything has to go right early game. You know what?
I mean, to be fair, to get to 50 on Moon, I don't think you need everything to go super crazy in the early game. Like 50 is not that hard.
You know what? Too long. We've talked about it too long. Now the best map. There's 3 contenders that we talked about. There's solid 3.
Yeah, personally 2 for me.
Really? Which? Okay, so I'll name my 3. I want you to name your 2 after.
Yeah.
In my opinion, there's actually no. I know the one you're not gonna include.
Yeah.
5 is really good. Shang is really good. Call of Dead is really good. Those are all A tier maps for me. And
yeah.
And I'm going to choose in the next 3 minutes, which I think is the best one.
Yeah. I know. So my 2 are 5 and Shang. Call of the Dead is a cool map, but it didn't click with me ever. It never clicked with me. It's one of those maps that seems really cool. A lot of people really like it. Doesn't do much for me, which, you know, similar but to a lesser extent to one of the maps in the next game we'll be talking about. But you know, That's a little tease for you guys.
Little tease.
Little tease.
Little tease
you
for
know my
anyone who hasn't watched the podcast before.
Yeah, for people who don't know my opinions, which I've been very vocal about. Yeah. So my two are 5 and Shang. I know which one is my personal pick out of those, which is Shang. Shang is absolutely above 5 for me, personally.
I might be on a fully different wavelength. My pick might be Call of the Dead.
Yeah, I figured that was gonna be what you said. I know you're a fan of Call of the Dead, but like I said, doesn't do much for me.
It in my opinion has one of the highest replayability values of any map, like outright.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I can see that.
Because I find it really fun trying to kill George, and then trying to get all the perks. Because getting all the perks seems like a thing.
Yeah.
You know, and I really enjoy that. I can't exactly pin down why. Oh, 5 is really good. I really enjoy 5 too. Cause like the random Pack-a-Punch is kind of cringe.
Yeah, random Pack-a-Punch. George can be cool, but since you can't opt into him, that for me kind of takes away because it's just kind of like he's always gonna be there when you're playing.
Fair. You know, which I'm gonna pick 5. I'm picking 5.
He's going with 5. Dude, I've swayed him. Or he swayed. I think he swayed himself more.
I swayed myself because you picked Shang.
Yeah.
But they're all A tier in my opinion. I think they're all really good.
Yeah, Call of the Dead's not A tier for me. It's like a BC type map.
It's really good. It's really good.
Yeah. Yeah, for me it's Shangri-La just because like a big part of it for me is just like the aesthetic of Shang. Shang looks really nice.
I don't like putting Shang as the 3rd though. Is it better than Call of the Dead?
Jack is really having a rough go at this.
Shang is really good, and it brings in a lot of like genuine difficulty.
Yeah, Shang is cool because it's a pretty hard map. What? Oh yeah, it's a hard map. It looks really pretty. The Wonder Weapon is really cool, and it's got just a lot of cool features. Got a lot of like unique aspects and stuff. It's just a really fun map. And it's probably my favorite out of the BO1 catalog.
Okay. Here's my thing.
What you got?
One of the reasons why, another reason I'm talking about it again. I hate Moon. Shang and 5 are genuine difficulty. Those are hard.
They're hard just because it's a tight space and you don't have as much to work with.
Moon is fabricated difficulty.
I think more what you're looking for is that Shang and 5 are fair to the player.
Shang and 5 are fair, Moon is not. I don't play Moon and I'm like, I should have done that.
Yeah.
Because like everything it's just 5 Shang, Call of the Dead in order.
5 Shang, Call of the Dead?
That's my final call.
All right. Yeah, Shang is at the top, and then 5 is also really good. 5 is another one of those maps that's just like it's fun because of the challenge.
Yeah, because there's
5 also has a really cool aesthetic. The bottom level lab is sick. We've gone into that, but
it's just so cool. I love it. I love 5. I love 5.
Shang's just pretty though. Shang looks really good.
Oh, Shang's so nice.
And it looks better in BO1 than in BO3.
What? What in the fuck did you just say, little boy?
Isn't that an opinion that I've said before? I'm pretty sure that's...
I don't care though. You say, we're in this shit, and I'm like, the fuck? Idiot? Idiot? Oh my god. Fuck you.
I think that, like many of the other maps in Chronicles, it gets cranked up too much, and it takes away a little bit from the aesthetic.
Oh no, I think they crank it all. I think obviously they crank everything up too much. They crank everything up a lot. But I think it works with Shang because of like the way that Shang is.
Yeah, maybe I gotta go back and play it again. Shang is one of those that I remember like. Yeah, actually, if you wanna listen, we got this cool thing. If you wanna buy into it here,
it's called ivermectin.
Yeah. Isn't ivermectin something that makes you throw up?
That's the horse dewormer that Joe Rogan uses. Who was like, my boy A-Rod, you should use this, and he was like, oh dude, that's great.
Yeah, and it stopped COVID. Yeah, and it stopped COVID.
Oh my god.
Isn't the thing that makes you throw up is Ipecac, right?
Ipecac.
Yeah, I know that because of the Binding of Isaac.
Well, you want to know something fun?
What?
I want to leave all that in.
What?
I want to leave all that in. It's really funny.
Yeah, I mean, I knew you started recording, so I was going with it.
Yeah. Okay. So now we're gonna talk about. So I think it's the BO1 conversation.
Oh yeah, I had my controversial take. What I was saying before it cut is that I just need to play Shang on BO3 again and get a look at it. I think that all of the Chronicle maps look not that great though. Personally, like they're cranked too high.
I enjoy the cranking.
I enjoy the cranking, but if they toned it down just a little bit, it would be so much better, in my opinion.
Well, let me fix this here so I don't get
bitch.
So
elaborate.
Yeah. BO2, Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Now, to me, this is one of two maps. I have my pick, but it's one of two. Yours is one of one, of course.
Yeah, for best map, one of one.
We do agree, though. Mine is Mob of the Dead. His is Mob of the Dead.
Well, why are we doing the best first?
Shut the fuck up.
You're switching. We can't just Jack.
No, because one's a conversation, one isn't.
I mean, well, I feel like there's a little bit more of a conversation on like, is it transit? Is it die rise? Both of them are not great.
Yes, I'm saying there's a conversation here. There's not a conversation here. There's a conversation there.
Oh, I guess so.
Whatever. We're moving. Mob of the Dead is the best map.
Bro.
It's really good. It's just, it feels different. Like not even in like the way of like the theme is different. A lot of the ideas are different.
It does feel different in that way too.
Obviously, but like it just, I don't know how to describe it. It feels more centralized. It feels like it all is working for a purpose.
Yeah.
Where every other map doesn't feel that way.
It also it does a good job of being like isolated in its own story. It's self-contained.
Yes, obviously.
That's a big thing about it, I think.
I feel like a way that it functions, or like every other map, kind of in like the concepts of it, is like a dead end. You know, like it's like a tree. Here's your Nintendo Switch, Nintendo Wii U. So every other map feels like it's a tree. You know?
What do you mean by that?
Let me know if this is a fair analogy. I don't know if it is. I'm kind of just bullshitting and seeing if it works.
Okay.
Everything feels like it's a tree. In the way of, here's the base idea, and we sprout out different ideas. It branches off.
Yep.
Where Mob feels like a circle. It all feels like it works together. It all kind of works in its own thing.
Kind of like how you're trapped in a loop in purgatory in Mob of the Dead. Oh my.
So, but do you think that sounds fair?
Yeah, I think so. I need to think about that and like work my brain through it a little bit to kind of like.
Yeah.
Kind of like feel what you're saying on some of the maps. But yeah.
Everything else feels like it's a tree, and Mob of the Dead feels like a circle. Which, being a tree, obviously, I don't think Mob of the Dead is the best map we've ever seen. I think Shadow's the best map I've ever seen.
Hey, spoiler!
I don't care. But Shadows, even though it's a thing from Mob of the Dead, Shadows is a tree. Shadows isn't a circle, it's a tree, but it's the best tree, and it's better than that circle. But it just, Mob feels different. I play and I feel different playing it.
Yeah, I do think that it does a good job of like having all of its mechanics and aspects being like intertwined with each other and kind of working together. Yeah. It all works to serve a purpose where I guess I get what you're saying, where in other maps it feels like there's some stuff that's just kind of like in there for the sake of being there.
Yeah.
Or just like features that don't work with each other.
Or like in Mob a lot, I feel like, I don't even know if that's true. I feel like a lot of the weapons in Mob like feel like a weapon that'd be in that time. You know, like obviously the Tommy gun, the AK feels like it fits.
Yeah, the unique weapons do a lot for that map.
But and then like
the Uzi too. Well,
what?
The Uzi was not around at that time.
I mean, but it feels like it was.
I mean, it feels right for the setting. Actually, what time does Mob take place in? The Uzi might have been around at that point.
30s, 40s.
Is that when Mob is set? 30s, 40s?
That's the vibe I get.
I don't even remember, man. I feel like I should know this because I know shit about Alcatraz. I used to know. I used to know when Alcatraz was operational, but I don't remember.
I roughly have an idea, but either way.
As it turns out, I'm an idiot.
But it feels like it feels like it all works. Everything feels like it's part of its own thing, when every other map feels a little different.
Yeah.
And it's really good. It's quite a good map.
And you said there was no conversation here.
I mean, but there's no debate.
I mean, yeah.
Right.
We can talk about Origins a little bit, I guess, because that's the other contender for Jack.
I do talk about Maldita a lot, and unfortunately, I'm also talking about Origins a lot. And the problem is that in the other maps, you haven't played Derice, so I'm going to be talking about not Derice. So this is mostly my conversation, I guess. My bad on that one.
Hey, listen, that's fine. You have more everything in BO2. Most of my experience on BO2 comes from playing like the survival maps and mob.
Yeah, but Origins. So Origins, again, like very good, and also Tree, because it all branches out from the middle.
Yeah.
You know, Mob doesn't feel like it branches out. You know,
it just works.
It works.
Works together.
When Origins, there are edges, and Mob it all kind of flows.
Yeah.
And
we're burpee boys.
Burpee boy, but yeah, Origins is very, very good. It's very good. A lot of really great concepts. One of my favorites that I feel like goes unmentioned most of the time is the perks, or the way to get extra perks. Oh my God! Stop doing that.
I still personally don't. I'm not super big on the extra perk method.
I think it's like the best.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not crazy about it.
I dropped the mic. Boom, drop the mic. Mic drop.
Mic drop. Whoa.
We're gonna hope this sounds better, and really hope.
Yeah, but yeah. My opinion on Origins is already known. I don't think it's a contender for top map at all. I'm not a big fan of Origins. A lot of the concepts just kind of don't do anything for me. The setting doesn't really. The stabs are like cool, I guess, but I never really cared about them. Like they've never been a wonder weapon that really grabbed me. I don't look at that and go, oh, that's sick as fuck. I'm just like,
boo.
I'm just like, I mean, yeah, that's cool.
Boo.
Whatever. Boo. Like 4 wonder weapons on the map. That's neat. I like that. Kind of wish it wasn't something that they used for like 13 different maps after that, but you know.
Boo, you stink.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
Fuck
also
you, cunt.
Okay. Also, Origins just kind of doesn't look very good. It's ugly.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's a big part of it for me. Is like
ugliness of war, guy.
It is. It's not like ugliness of war though. It's not like very gritty. It's just gray.
Okay, yeah. Let's move on to the next part. What's the worst map? What's the worst?
Worst map. Unfortunately, I don't have too much time in Die Rise, so I can't really discuss Die Rise versus Transit.
There's 2 maps out there. There's Transit and there's Die Rise.
I think the worst map is actually Farm.
Dude, it doesn't. Shut up. But
actually,
dude, you put your fucking nerd glasses on, dumbass. Yeah, so Transit's not great. Transit's not great.
How did that fucking hurt me? Your bony ass shoulder, dude. I fucking. Oh my God.
Thorns.
Man's got fucking Thorns 3 on right now, dude. Ow. Ow.
Okay, stop.
Ow. I thought it was funny.
It wasn't though. So
Ollie, what'd you think of the?
Yeah, Ollie, give us thoughts. Give us thoughts. The trend is really bad. I haven't played Die Rise enough with friends to, I think, accurately push it against Transit, because Transit is really fun with friends, but Die Rise might also be fun with friends.
Die Rise seems like it could be a really fun map if you're trying to fuck around. Like if you don't care if you die, fucking having one of your friends trying to make a jump and you block them and they fall to their death.
That's funny.
That sounds like it would be fucking awesome if you didn't care. And then if you did care, worst night of your life.
Worst of your life, dude. But yeah, I, as a person who really loved Die Rise for a long time, I have a really hard time saying Die Rise is the worst map.
Yeah, I personally think it's probably still Transit.
So I think I won't. It's worse.
I think at a base level, Transit has worse like concepts and like just
worse things.
Worse aspects.
Worse map entire.
I mean, Die Rise isn't great, but like it's at least a cooler setting. It's got some unique stuff to it. I mean, Transit is just like there's lava and shit. It's really hard to do things. Die Rise, it's like we're in the fucking skyscrapers. We're going. What?
You're jumping, you know.
That was your jump? No, sounds like you're fucking like vomiting.
You know, like you play a game.
Well, I know what you're getting at now.
And you jump.
Yeah, but you were going like.
You see that works? You look over. It's scary. Also, what's really a really cool thing on, or something that I really like about Die Rise is the strafe part. You know?
Yeah.
This spot you can strafe onto.
Yeah.
So you get the body. That's really fun.
There are some cool jumps and stuff that you can do in Die Rise.
This is some cool concepts.
Wonder Weapon is sick. It's not in Transit.
It's not. Oh, it's so bad. The shotgun sucks.
It does. It could have been really cool. Could have been like a reverse thunder gun. Could have been like there's a way they could have balanced it to be infinite ammo and still be like not OP while also not destroying itself after 15 seconds of use.
Oh my god.
Like that's pretty bad.
Yeah, I always forget about that and how shit that is.
Whereas the Sliquifier is just pretty cool. And it kind of works with the map in that it adds a little risk reward in that it's a cool wonder weapon, it's fun to use, you can kind of slide around, use it for some speed. But then also, you're on Die Rise. If you shoot in the wrong spot and then you go slipping, you're out of the map. That's your game over.
I also really like on Die Rise the split. You know, oh you fucking whatever. It isn't that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, sit back up.
Yeah, I gotcha.
On Die Rise they've got like the split in the spawn. Are you gonna go straight for power or are you gonna play through the map? You know?
Yeah, that is true.
You're given that option, you're given that choice. Now,
yeah, you got the door and the elevator. Pretty cool.
And then you got keys and shit, which are kinda hype. And it's fun. Yeah. Transit.
Yeah, I think Transit's worse.
It's worse. Moving on to
BO3.
BO3.
Hell yeah.
The best Call of Duty zombies with the best map.
The best experience in zombies,
Shadows of Evil. Oh my.
Not the best map.
God.
Not quite the best map.
Oh.
Yeah, Shadows is the best in BO3 though, without a doubt.
Yeah, here's what we do to balance it. We talk about my mom today. You talk about Shadows while I go. Oh my God.
Okay, so Shadows aesthetically is really good. Shadows is just a really nice looking map. Definitely one of the best if you don't take into account the fact that like you can like the shitty looking buildings in the background and stuff, and like seeing the end of the water and stuff. Those are things. Outside of that and like the graphical limitations, the art style, the art direction, and the aesthetics, top tier, really good. The Apothicon Servant is fucking really cool. Great wonder weapon, one of the best.
Oh.
I think the best that we've seen. Stats wise, the best, and one of the coolest.
Yeah, just if you open up a portal, you spit out a black hole.
Yeah.
Out of a Apothicon
being that you're fisting.
That you're fondling at all times. Oh, it's so good. Oh my god, I love Shadows. I love Shadows.
The sword is sick. Oh, sword's really cool. Margot is a fun boss enemy. The like Lovecraftian creatures give an interesting vibe that people didn't like at first, which I now think is a really cool part of the map.
My favorite Lovecraftian creature? The cat. That's my favorite Lovecraftian creature.
But don't ever say his name.
He must not be named. It's the Voldemort of Lovecraft.
You know what happens if you say his name?
You get
accused of racism.
Accused of accurate racism if you're saying the name of the cat.
Accurate accusations. At that point, it's
which are the worst accusations.
At that point, you're just being called out.
You're being
They're just like, hey, you did that thing.
Remember when you said the N-word? Why did you say the N-word? What was up with that? I was saying
it's just a cat name.
Dude,
dude, context matters.
Context matters. Context is really important when bringing up the name of H.P. Lovecraft's cat. Keep in mind, it's a joke, guys. It's okay.
Ollie, what do you think of that one?
Ollie, what's your thought on the bit?
Can we get a bit rating?
Yeah, DM us.
Timestamp it in the comments and post it. Comment
all of your thoughts. Don't DM me anything. Just comment, but they're all different comments. No replies, just different comments.
Yeah, and then if you respond to Jack in Discord before this section of the podcast, just go back to the comments and retroactively type everything out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what else is there in Shadows?
Oh, so good.
It's cool. I mean, I listed all of the main like really unique, sick features.
Beast mode's cool.
Beast mode's really cool. It's like a refined Afterlife mode.
Refined Afterlife.
It also introduced Widow's Wine, which is arguably like the strongest perk in the game that isn't Jug.
Oh!
Dude, stop coming on the podcast.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry. There's no other thing. I had no other choice. Oh, it's so good, dude. It's
very good. It's very good.
Oh, it's the best. It's the best. That's the best.
All right.
Reference for all of you Olivers. What are you talking to him? When are we getting him on the pod? We'll fly him out.
Dude.
We'll fly him out and be part of the pod.
Dude, Ollie on the podcast could be cool.
Ollie on the pod.
I don't know.
Don't say no.
He's not coming to my house.
We'll figure it out and move. Come with us.
I also, if we're getting him on the podcast soon, we're not doing it that way. We'll do like a digital episode.
No, we'll fly him out.
We will?
Yes.
Shit, dude. All right, we can beat him up or something. That'll be fun.
We fly Oliver out and it's just a mugging. We just beat the shit out of him. Take all his money.
No, we don't even take shit from him. We just take away his dignity.
No, and then don't pay for his plane ticket back, and then leave him on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere, fucking dipshit Indiana, and just leave him. Leave him. He has to figure it out.
Hey man, what happened to not talking about where we're from?
I didn't say that. I didn't say it.
What?
I didn't say we lived in Indiana.
Why would we? Well, if we're flying Ollie out to where we are to record the podcast that we record in the house that we live.
If we lived in Ohio, we could have been like, oh, then we drive out to fucking hillbilly Cornrows, Indiana. Not Cornrows, Indiana. Rows of Corn, Indiana. That seemed like it was racist. It wasn't. It wasn't racist. It's meant to be talking about the corn. The corn in Indiana.
You're making it weird now.
This is a disaster.
You know what?
Cut it all out.
You know what?
No, we're not cutting this. We're not cutting it. We're
podcast.
No.
You didn't notice he's wearing something with the town we live in on it?
Yeah.
And not even just the town, also the mascot with the town.
Mac, we were kidding. None of this is getting cut out.
No, now this part is where Mac's
it's
talking.
getting cut out.
Now part of this is getting cut.
No one's gonna look it up. I've sent people the
Also-
Pike High School radio and TV YouTube account.
I also was joking about the where we live thing. That was like, I wasn't being serious because Jack has said so many times that he lives in
You
Indiana.
live in a state.
Yeah.
Who the fuck cares?
I no longer care.
Township
Yeah.
we live.
I have sent it to
That's
chat.
hop and skip over from the school
I
we
have
live
sent
next
it to chats. I have sent it to the generals of the general chat of the Discord server, the Pike High School radio and TV YouTube channel, to show people what I've done.
It's
So
not
I was proud of it.
cool that you do that kind of stuff without respecting the boundaries that we have in the household, like mine and Sky's.
I did it. I did it before we lived here.
Still, you continue to do it.
It's over. Also, it's just a fucking jacket, dude. No one's looking it up. No one's looking it up, Mac.
Okay.
And now we're off the rails.
Getting out of pocket.
And you know what's happening now?
What's happening?
We're back on the rails.
Ah!
We're back on the rails.
A lot of that got cut out.
Yeah.
There was discussion. There was a little bit of racism in there. I don't know if that's staying in or not.
We're back on the rails. We're back on the rails, and we're talking about the worst map in BO3.
This is the start of my Joker arc.
This is your Joker arc. But so we're not, we're not talking about the worst out of BO3, which people know at this point. But we're gonna add a hot take disclaimer.
Yeah, this is
anyways.
Yeah, this is a hot take for BO3, obviously most people are gonna say Zetsubo for the main
or maybe
main rankings.
Maybe Revelations, maybe
you could say Revelation. If you want to count Chronicles, I'm sure you could put a Chronicles map in there. We're not doing Chronicles. Out of the main BO3 maps, the worst one in both of our opinions. This is a shared opinion we have.
As it is most of the time.
Not all the time, as is the case with Origins. Anyway, Skrod Krovi. That's a hot take for you right there. Dude, I'm fucking steaming. I'm so hot.
Hold up. He's fucking sexy.
I'm the Joker.
I'm the Joker, baby.
We're not back on the rails.
No, we're on the rails and we're here. Choo choo, chugga chugga. Bottom. Krovi's not very good.
Oh, I hit the fucking cord.
Oh, Krovi's not very good. It's not
Krovi. I don't think it's a super bad map, but I think everything in BO3 is so good that this being like a BC map makes it the worst.
It's the worst. It's just like
it's got a lot of cool it's like Moon but less bad in that it's got a lot of it's got cool concepts. It's a sick map to play, looks pretty cool, but also it's just got some inherent problems that make it like pretty annoying at times.
Like the bomb step.
Yeah, like the whole Easter egg kind of hampers the experience.
Like, what are you doing with that?
Yeah, like the Easter egg is way harder than it should have been.
Yeah, and then another thing that I feel like or that I find really weird is that I feel like when you shoot zombies, it all feels weird. That's just me.
I think that might just be you. I don't really get that as much. I don't get that on like anything. Krovi doesn't feel any different to me.
I don't know. Krovi's just a little bit weird. In every situation, you're like, it was that. What are you doing?
Yeah, I don't really get that. I think that's just you.
I'm saying like with Krovi as a map. A lot of it's all really cool concepts which almost work together really well. In my opinion, they don't. It almost works. It doesn't.
Yeah, it's just something about it, man.
Something about it.
Not super fun.
It's really weird in the way that it doesn't work. It almost works and it doesn't.
Yeah, that's an opinion that rustles some feathers. Oh fuck! we didn't mention Buried in the BO2 bit. I was gonna mention that for the Rev dude who's like, oh, Buried's the greatest map of all time. I was gonna bully him for it.
Fuck you! I want you to know. I make jokes. I don't like you.
Damn.
You're an entitled fuck.
What?
Yeah, I hate this guy.
Okay.
You found the need to watch a video and found something that he did not say and DM'd him about how you didn't like it.
I thought this was just gonna be a fun bit where we're like, haha, fuck you, Buried's not that good. Lol.
I hate this guy.
This is
genuine.
I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean for this to happen. This isn't what I wanted. This is not what I wanted. I'm sorry, man. I was gonna mention the Mark II as well because we don't have it yet still.
Leave. Don't come back. I don't want you here.
I'm so sorry, man. I'm sure he's not watching this anyway, but I'm sorry. I didn't mean for this to happen. This isn't what I wanted.
I'm sorry for your parents.
Cold War.
They don't deserve the pain that you are.
Cold War. Cold War zombies.
Best ever Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War.
Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War.
Forsaken.
Probably Forsaken.
In my opinion, it's Forsaken. I think Forsaken is really good. Really fun map.
Forsaken. I think that you can make the case for Mauer and Firebase.
Personally, not Firebase. Mauer, I think, absolutely has a case. But I think I'm gonna land on Forsaken.
I think that Forsaken is still the best. I really like Forsaken. I think that the map flow can be a little bit weird sometimes. It can feel a little bit disjointed, but
I like how you went. You can make a case for 75% of the game.
Hey, listen, man. I think that all three of those maps are really fun and have a lot going for them.
Zero suspense for your opinion on what's the worst map. There's no suspense. You were like, okay, so
I forgot about that.
I'm gonna list every map but one as they could be the best.
Hey. My least favorite map in Cold War is Yuban Onslaught.
We still haven't played Onslaught.
What?
We still haven't played Onslaught.
I played a short game of Onslaught today trying to finish my EM2.
I hate you.
Listen, I was trying to run it to try and get Dark Aether real quick so I could run it in Warzone finally.
But,
Anyway, yeah. So Forsaken is the best in our opinion.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of good stuff going for it.
a lot of good things going. It uses a lot of campaign assets, but it's great assets.
It's cool.
Hype.
Cool setting. Definitely the coolest in Cold War.
Cool.
Mauer der Toten is also a good map. It's got some neat stuff going for it.
Yeah.
Fun little wonder weapon. Forsaken has a fun wonder weapon. The thing that pushes Forsaken over for me is just like, I don't know, like the setting is definitely really cool. The spawn area is fucking amazing.
I really like the added areas, like the areas that weren't in the campaign.
Yeah.
That is what pushes it over for me.
Yeah.
And then obviously I'm a sucker for a Markwa. And that boy showed up. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
and I went, oh, fuck, Shadows is back.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And it's the best, and it's really good.
Yeah, dude, the spawn area is my favorite part of the map.
It's really
most
good.
of the games that I've played on Forsaken have just taken place in the spawn area. Like more than not, I stay in that area. I've used it for like weapon leveling and for doing camo grinding. I've just played there for fun. I've gotten to around like 80 or something in the spawn.
I played the map more than once.
Yeah, we had another session on it.
Did we?
Yeah, we did.
I've played the map twice.
Yeah, wow, crazy. Jack's not a fan of Cold War. Wild.
I played Daon Fong more than I played Forsaken.
Oh my god, that's like kind of criminal.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Dude, Cold War is still good zombies.
No. Yeah, so Forsaken is the best. And the worst, in my opinion, is Firebase Z.
Yeah, I don't jive with that at all. Firebase Z is a really fun map.
Does not jive with it.
Firebase Z is so fucking fun.
I enjoy Firebase Z as well. I just think that the rest of it's better. It is the worst by default.
Not for me. I think D Machina.
In a similar
surprisingly
way, in a similar way as Crovey is the worst by default.
Yeah.
Penetration, no breathing.
I hope you choke.
Give a fuck if I do that thing.
I hope you choke. Also, you guys keep making like Jack Cumming jokes. That's not what he sounds like. At most, he's like.
Yeah. No, I'm just going. Oh.
Yeah, but then this guy's like, oh my god, he's coming, and I'm like, no, he's not. He doesn't even make a face.
This is too much information for the podcast.
Stop making inaccurate jokes, and I won't have to share the fact that they're inaccurate.
Who cares?
Me, I care.
It's busted nut jokes, bro. What the fuck are you talking about? So yeah, that was our conversation about Cold War. And now we thought, you know.
Yeah, we didn't actually like really finish it up, but whatever. Who cares? It's D Machina is the worst. Forsaken, whatever. D Machina is.
D Machina is the worst. I think Firebase Z is the worst.
Forsaken is the best.
Both of you, Forsaken is the best.
You can make a case for Mauer. I think you can make a case for Firebase.
But
yes,
that
you can,
that
no.
They're both idiots.
But we thought we didn't actually play because last week. We still have it ready. We haven't. We suck. But
Why'd you didn't have to mention that. We could have just been like, hey, for this time we went back to an old custom map to talk about since we're talking about our favorite maps.
But we thought we'd talk about
Fucking Christ.
the best custom map.
Jesus Christ.
Now the worst custom map is, not really available to talk.
That's not really a relevant thing.
I played a map called Penis Room one time, which is a big square, and there's perks, and then the zombies spawn, and then you try to like buy a gun off the wall, and then it's just not the gun. Like it's like an M8A7 wall buy, and then you buy it, and it's like an ICR, and it's like, oh, I mean, yeah, cool, but
Wish it was an HVK instead.
no, I don't. But that's cool. Just gotta talk.
Yeah, so we decided to go back and check out Leviathan for this episode of the custom map.
Yeah.
For this episode of the custom map, what am I saying?
For this episode of Pod, we're going to talk about Leviathan because it is the best custom map.
Yeah, definitely the most well produced. It
is better than Moon. Like, it's better.
It's better because it takes a lot of what Moon does and the cool concepts, and it just doesn't fuck you over.
Okay, now we're gonna do. I'm gonna do this as short as possible.
Okay.
I'm gonna list a map. Tell me if it's better or worse than Moon, or not, or better or worse than Leviathan.
Okay.
Moon.
Better. Don't strike me.
No, I'm just okay. So
yeah.
Is Leviathan better or worse than Moon?
Better.
Is it better or worse Transit?
Better.
Die Rise.
Better.
Darunfeng.
Absolutely better.
Shinonuma.
Definitely better.
Origins for you.
Way better.
Really?
Yes, absolutely better than Origins. I'd play Leviathan over Krovi.
Let's get into the weeds a little bit.
Okay.
Noct.
Better than Noct.
Varrock.
If we're ranking in terms of which I would rather play, Leviathan over.
What is better?
I don't know. They're very different. I'm just gonna go based off of what I would rather play. Which one sounds like a more enticing experience? I think that's Leviathan for me. Probably Leviathan still. There's just Leviathan. there's just more to do on Leviathan. It's a more extensive map.
5.
See, it depends on what you're looking for, because 5 is something I would play over Leviathan if I'm looking for like a challenge.
So, so what would you? But as a map, what is better, 5 or Leviathan?
I mean, I don't know, man. It's hard to say. Leviathan does do a lot of really good stuff, though. I don't know.
I'm looking for quick yes or no's.
Fuck you. Move on.
Call of the Dead.
Better.
Chang.
This is too hard. I don't like this bit anymore. I don't like this segment.
Buried.
Better. Fuck you, Rev.
Revelations.
Probably better.
Zetsubo.
Probably more fun than Zetsubo for me.
So from what I'm getting here, this is in. Okay.
Leviathan is the best map of all time.
Okay. now. So you have solidly planted it in A tier. Based on an experience, you have planted that boy in A tier. Darius.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's also just because I want to play Leviathan right now. I'm just like, I could go for some Leviathan. So I don't know. Most of those maps, Leviathan sounds like a more entertaining experience to me than like a lot of the Treyarch maps.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying you have planted that in A tier.
Yeah.
You have planted a custom map in A tier.
I mean, hey, listen, just the fact that we're even having this discussion speaks volumes about it. Leviathan is a fucking great map.
Also, I don't know if it's ever been brought up, but something that we did when we played is that we played it like a little bit after it came out, but we watched nothing and we did the Easter egg on our own.
Yeah.
We solved it on our own.
Yeah.
And it was so fun, dude.
It was sick. It took us a few days of going at it.
Took us a while because I remember we have that DM screenshot of me being like, "Hey, I'm gonna play Leviathan," and you're like, "Not today." And then I asked the next day, you didn't answer. I asked the next day, you didn't answer. Next day, didn't answer. And I just started replying to my own DM.
Was that for Leviathan?
Yes, that was for Leviathan.
For Leviathan? I skipped out on you?
Leviathan.
What the fuck, me?
Yeah, I remember. Because when you play that Ascension game, I was like, let's figure this Leviathan.
Oh yeah, because I was yeah, that's what was going on.
And then you finished it, and I was like, we're trying to play Leviathan, and you were like, no. and then I'm like taking screenshots of my messages, and you just didn't answer.
That was back when I got my highest round in zombies, which is only 157. Not that impressive.
Cringe. Moving on from that topic. Yeah, Leviathan. We did it all on our own. And another thing, one last thing about like our personal experience. We played this game, right? So we did all like most of the solving 2-play, right? We had a third guy in for a while. We had a fourth guy in one time, which is Oliver.
Yep.
And when we played, we had a game where, okay, we know what we're doing. Everything down. Let's run it 4 players.
Mm-hmm.
We get Oliver in there. The final step is you all have to go and press a button to release a submarine. To get in the submarine and go fight the Leviathan.
Yeah.
And when we went to do that, Oliver disconnected. And we had done the whole Easter egg. And because Oliver left...
Game soft locked.
The game soft locked. And we could not continue on with the Easter egg. Infuriating.
And this was after like a few hours of getting that Easter egg done, where you had to like go through the steps, make sure that we were getting everything set up.
It's a long Easter egg, I feel like.
It's a long egg, and this was like after a lot of work on us trying to figure shit out.
A long egg and things that like we were not looking at a guide. We were going based off our own memory of what we had figured out.
Yeah, this was after we had already been in the boss fight, right?
Yeah,
so we knew a little bit of what to prepare.
But when we went into the boss fight, we had no fucking idea what we were doing.
Yeah, we had to run the egg like 3 or 4 times fully through to get to the boss fight because it was hard.
It was a hard boss fight. The first time we ran it, we did a game on our own. We did a game with Zan, and in both of the, the first time we got to the boss fight was with Zan, and first time we did the boss fight we did with Zan. It was a weird noise. And we did not know what the fuck was happening.
Yeah, it was crazy.
We were like shooting shit and just nothing was happening. And it felt really weird. We tried it again, couldn't beat it. Or we tried it again, figured out what we were fucking up, but we still couldn't beat it barely. Tried it again and we beat it.
Yeah. It was crazy though. It was a hell of an experience.
Dude. It was so fun. It like one of the reasons I love Leviathan is the same reason I think the Charlie Blue is my favorite map, because everything I did on it, I did on my own.
Yeah.
It's what I've been trying to do a lot when playing a game is I try to experience it on my own, because otherwise, I'm following someone else's idea of how they did it. It doesn't feel as genuine. I don't feel as much of a connection to it. A connection to Leviathan because we figured it all out on our own.
Yeah. Something I think that Leviathan does a really good job of is it sort of mixes elements and styles of BO1 and BO3 in a way that is really fun. Like it's got kind of like the Pack-a-Punch style and the weapons and sort of the like the characters of BO1, which is really cool. And it's got kind of like a Moon-esque setting, and it's very similar in that regard. But then a lot of the quest stuff and like the buildables and the extra shit that you can get feels very BO3.
Very BO3.
And then obviously it's got the BO3 mechanics.
And it's the best custom map.
It is very good.
It's the best.
Very sick. Really cool wonder weapons. You got like the harpoon gun and shit.
Harpoon's sick.
Isn't
the Mark II also in it?
Mark II is there, yeah.
Mark II's fun.
There's something else. You can get the hacker in the map, which is cool.
But yeah, it's just super fun. And then there's that mini boss fight. I forgot about the mini boss fight.
Yeah, the mini boss. That's cool too.
It's a really fun map. And yeah. We did a whole podcast talking about zombie maps.
Yeah, I figured we probably wouldn't need the other segment. I knew we could carry this out for the whole thing.
I just wanted to have it just in case.
Yeah. Well, listen. You know what we can do? When we do our episode talking about all of the weapons from the games and which game has the best weapon, use that as the wonder weapon discussion too.
Or I think
we
could just split them 2 episodes.
I mean, sure, but also I feel like those two, whatever. We'll figure it out.
All right. Well, that was it. That's our podcast. Well, thank you for watching, Oliver.
Yeah, the Pod of the Dead.
We really appreciate your watch time, Oliver. And we will see you, Oliver, in the next podcast.
Dude, if there's someone else watching this, if you hear this, please say something.
Tell us your name, comment it, and then we'll reference you next time.
Yeah, we'll address the podcast to you.
Yeah, so we'll be talking to you and also Oliver, and then maybe we can all play zombies together. That'd be pretty cool.
Dude, we get a quad with like.
That'd be sick. That's how we get when people to play zombies with. Is we just be like, hey, comment your username on Steam, and we'll play with you.
Yeah, first comment, Rev.
No,
oh no.
On the spot. Yeah,
I will feel bad if Rev is listening to this now.
Oh, he can go fuck himself. So yeah, that's podcast. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.